Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenmara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to see this, I would like to offer your elemental rune reading for the week of November 23rd through the 29th of 2025. A lot of ta-ta-tas there. And we are back to our winter. It's not quite snowing here, but there's been frost on the ground the past few mornings, so we're going to start switching into the winter gear, which also means I need to remember what my lighting settings were. So if it's a little weird for the next few videos, it's because I'm trying to figure it out. With that, we will get started. We'll start off with our fire family. Fire covers the zodiac signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. All of our salamanders out there. And you, Fire, are starting off with the Kano rune, which is the rune of the torch or fire. Colors light red. Tarot association is the Chariot, so this is your energy here, Fire. But you also have a little water coming in here with Venus. It's creative fire, artistic impulses, passion, and sexual desires. So, Fire, you really have an interesting week coming up here. If you're in the United States, it's the week of Thanksgiving, but we also have a lot of family coming together, so there's going to be a heightened sense of energy for you. I'm also feeling that this is one of those times, Fire, where your emotional energy just overall is going to be at a little bit higher than normal rate, so something to be aware of. But we're also looking at the energy of change. We're looking at the energy of things happening quickly. The Chariot is definitely about speed. With Venus, you could have very much amorous energy coming in, but you could also be triggering a inspired creation type energy. So if you're a artist, or if you are a musician, if you're something along those lines, this week your muse could be very loud. So be aware that this week is definitely going to have some heightened emotions, but it's also going to be triggering a lot of creative concepts and abilities as well. Your second rune is the Inga's rune, which is the rune of fertility. Color is yellow. Tarot association is the Judgment card. And astrology is the new moon, completion of ideas signifying new beginnings, time of positive energies, and good fortune. So, Fire, you have got a great deal of restarting this week, or starting something new, or kind of bringing one project to a completion, but also stepping into the next level of a new project. So you are really about creating, and with fertility, with Ingas and Venus coming in with Kano, you are in a space right now to really manifest a great deal of shifting and changing. So if you are in this heightened awareness where your energy, your passions, your creative side of your existence is really starting to step into a higher state, this is a time for you to bring that higher energy down into the physical and really put the effort into manifesting your goals this week. Even if it's a quiet week, like if it's family week, or the kids are home from school, or whatever's going on there, take the time to step aside for a little bit and really embrace that creative side of your life, where you're taking an energy, you're giving it thought, you're starting to express with your emotions, because your emotions are high this week, and then see it physically into the world, and then take the steps to inspired steps to do that. But you've got a really good vibe going on here, Fire, and this week is going to be a powerful, fertile week for creation. So let's take a peek at our Earth family, which is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So all of our gnomes out there, we're starting you off with the Manaz rune, which is the rune of man. Colors deep red. Tarot association is the Magician, and astrology is Jupiter. So Earth, you're in a very well-knowing position this week. It's the rune of humankind, deep wisdom held in the mind and body working together, knowledge, memory, and interdependence of the masculine and feminine within. Earth, this is a call for balance for you, but with the Magician, it's because you have the tools to be able to bring order to the chaos. If you're the one who happens to be hosting the Thanksgiving dinner, this could play out as you're the best option for this at the moment. You definitely have this energy coming forward for Earth of knowing what to do at the right time, at the right moment, being able to direct the traffic in your life right now and bring order to the chaos. You have Jupiter coming in as well, but Jupiter's bringing in a little bit more levity to the situation. So it's not just, this is how we're going to do it. It's more like, okay, this is the plan. This is how we're going to play out. Think about that flamboyant friend who's everyone loves, everyone thinks his life the party, but they're the ones in control. So you've got this really fun energy coming in here. It's orderly, but it's not serious. So this is a good week for our Earth friends to really enjoy the chaos, but also see that there's a pattern behind it. Your second rune is the Jira rune, or the rune of the year. Color is light blue. Tarot association is the Fool, and astrology is Earth. So this is tapping into your energy. It's the cycles of nature and life, something coming to fruition, effort receiving its reward. And when you have the Fool energy, it's also a little bit about starting something new, but being really naive about it and not knowing exactly what it is you're stepping into. So when you have these types of energies, your Manaz rune is definitely going to be anchoring the chaos that Jira can bring in. And this is that balance. You're bringing something to completion, but you're starting something new. You have the tools to keep going, but there might be a wrench thrown in the system, but you're able to handle it. It just might need a little bit more grounding. So you've got a really interesting cycle here. But again, this is stepping into Earth's balancing aspects. This is really you understanding you, really. It's not about anyone else outside. This is where you're stepping into your authority. You're stepping into your, pretty much into where your strengths are, because this week, especially if you're in the United States, this is a week of the home, the hearth, all of the important things that Earth tends to work with, and this is coming together. It's the energy that you have coming up here is definitely about connection, but it's also about bringing order to the chaos that can occur. So Earth, you're going to be the voice of reason as you go through this week, but don't get wrapped up in something you're not ready for, because that's that Fool warning card. The Fool has a bad habit of stepping out onto something that doesn't know what they're doing, but you have the Magician there, so there's a lot you do know how to handle. Just be aware of those blind sides this week. So let's hop over to Air, find the right button. And Air covers the zodiac signs of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. All of our sylphs out there. And Air, once again, Air and Fire have been in this interesting little dance the past few weeks, because Air has the Inga's rune as well. So this is the rune of fertility. Tarot color is yellow. Tarot association is the Judgment, and astrology is the new moon. Completion of ideas or projects, new beginnings, a time of positive energies and good fortune. And this is really stepping into your energy, Air. Judgment and yellow, these are your types of things. The Judgment here is discernment, knowing right from wrong. Air is about knowledge, mind, wisdom. So this is you stepping into your strength this week, Air. And with that being said, there's also this creative force that's coming in. If there's something that you've been wanting to address with your significant other or with a family member, and it's not in a negative way, it's like, I wonder how they would feel if we did this. What if we, instead of having, the green bean casserole that everyone does, at least around my corner of the world, you do something like macaroni and cheese, or you do the broccoli casserole, which is more of a different type of casserole. But there's this option of changing things up a little bit, and those are small ways to do it. But you definitely have this, you have a new idea, Air, and you want to propose it because you think it might actually be a good one, and it might inspire someone else's creation as well. So you really do have this powerful shifting energy, but it's because you're thinking outside the box, Air. You're not doing what everyone else is doing. You're doing something because this seems like it might be interesting, it might be fun, you might learn something from it. So you're really in a fun, I keep using that word, but that's the word they keep showing me. Fun aspect with this rune. Your second rune is Othila, which is the ancestral property rune. Color is deep yellow. Tarot association is the moon, so your water and air here. And the astrology is the full moon. Signifies possessions and inheritance, real property, inherited abilities or traits. Your ability, air, to see outside the box is what's going to bring some positive changes to things in your world this week. And that doesn't mean you have to run out there and change everyone else's world. You're the one kind of thinking outside the box. You're doing things a little bit different. And that's actually inspiring other people to follow suit. You're actually inspiring someone to step into their highest authority this week, their highest abilities. And it's not even like a conscious thing. I keep getting shown that you're just going to say something, or you're going to go out and do something, and this other person's going to be like, light bulb moment, they're going to have their aha moment, and you don't even realize they're doing it. You don't realize you're doing it, because it's not about forcing this week. There is a little bit where you do have some work to do, and that's where that bringing up the new idea, or kind of testing the waters on this different option for something that's coming up. Like I said, they keep showing me the Thanksgiving thing, so that could be part of it. But you also have this unintentional inspiration that's coming up, and it's because I'm not sure who this one's for, but it's because of someone on your grandmother's side of the family is actually stepping forward, ancestral line, not physical, is stepping forward to actually encourage you, because what it is that you are doing this week is triggering the next level for this person. And you're related to him because that's that grandma aspect, but it's on the grandmother's side of the family, and it's an ancestor that they're showing me this person's coming in, so I'm not sure how that's going to play out for you. But it's definitely something that they knew that you kind of picked up, but it wasn't a big thing to you. It was like back of the memory box thing. But when you bring it forward for this other person, and this is very general, I'm sorry, it's going to actually give them that aha moment. It's going to put two and two together for them. It's going to connect something where this person can actually move forward in inspiration, and they're going to come back and thank you, and you're going to be like, up for what? Because it's not going to make a lot of sense to you, because you didn't think about it in that sense. It was just a comment or something that you did, but it's going to trigger that in the other person. So you have an interesting read here, Era. I'm sorry, that was a little bit all over the place, but I just kept seeing this feminine entity coming forward from the ancestral grandmother side. So let's take a peek at our water energy. Oops. Water covers the zodiac signs of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, so all of our undines, or the mermaids out there, merman too, can't leave them out. We are starting you off with the Iawaz rune, which is the rune of the yew tree. The color is dark blue. Tarot association is the Hanged Man. Water, this is you. And astrology is Scorpio. This is literally your rune. Protection, a time of death and rebirth, foresight, and perseverance. Water, you've got a shift occurring this week, and it's one that you're almost going to be upset about. That's that Scorpio. They can be a little they're the fire of water, so they're boiling points really quick. But with the Hanged Man, there's this call to observe something different. There's something going on here that is going to challenge you this week, Water, where you're going to have to come to terms with something. And it's something that you've been looking something you've been looking towards for a while, but this is the week where basically you've got to put pedal to the metal. Things have to happen this week. It's not an option anymore. So if this is that promotion that you've been looking for, this is the time where you take the action. If this is applying for that job, you take the action. Applying for that school, you take the action. Proposing to that person, this is your week where you have to overcome something. And you might have to view it from another perspective to figure out how you're going to overcome it, because it's almost like what I'm seeing is this is one of those things where you feel like it's not possible because you're looking at it from here. Step away from the situation and realize you're staring at a wall, there's a door. And that's the vibe that's coming up here. And it's not saying you won't be able to do it, because part of the keywords are perseverance. It's saying that you may have to change a thought pattern to make it work. Your second rune, that's interesting, is the Sowilo rune, which is the rune of the sun. Color is white and silver. You can also use gold. Tarot association is the sun, as well as your astrology is the sun. It's good health, happiness, wholeness, clarity, enlightenment, and success. Everything on the other side of this decision, this hanged man moment this week, water, is about your success. This is not something that is going to say, it's not like the universe is slamming a door here. That's not the point. What they're saying is you have something that you have to do. The destiny is in your hands, so to speak. The fates are handing you the thread to weave. And if you are able to see around this situation, the success will be pretty quick. It's not going to take a long time is what I'm feeling here. And this is where that Scorpio energy is coming forward. Sorry, they keep showing me different images, my guides. The Scorpio energy coming up here is you have to be a little more aggressive, not angry, not rude about it, but you may have to be a little more aggressive and upfront, which is not water's normal strong point. They want to be more like go with the flow, like let things happen. But this is a week where you may have to step into that Scorpio type energy, that energy of projection, and say, we're not doing it this way. This is the way that I would rather see it done. And you may have to be a little more forceful than normal, but sometimes you have to be the capital B word just to get something accomplished, because everyone's like, oh, water, they're such a pacifist. They'll never tell me no. This week they will. So water, be ready for this energy of change and realignment. It's going to bring the success that you actually have been searching for. There's something here that you've been waiting for. There's something here that you've been trying to manifest for a while, but there's been a wall in place. Well, this week the wall has a crack in it, so you're able to break through that and actually move forward. So overall, the energy of this week is, for the most part, positive. There's really not a lot of negative I didn't feel. Water has probably the most turbulent aspect of it, unfortunately. But air and fire, you guys are buddying up again this week, so enjoy that. Earth, definitely control the chaos around you, but have fun while you're doing it. That's the important part here. And with water, really take a good look at the situation, step back away from it, flip it on its head, look at it from a different perspective. There's something here they're showing that is just not quite clear. So when you figure out what that point is and clarify it, everything's going to fall into place. So overall, have a great week this week. If you happen to be traveling, stay safe out there. I appreciate all of you for subscribing and liking and commenting. It's always, like I said, comment away. I love hearing what other people think of the runes because I read intuitively. And I will see you guys in the future video.